had the privilege this year of being part of the eFellowship, Core Education eFellowship. My inquiry this year has been about what can we learn about community from our students. This question came about as a result of my experience last year. I began working at SL2 school and took over a Year 7-8 class. And what I found in that class was I had a core group of students who every day hijacked my class. Literally. They were disruptive. They made other students feel bad about contributing to class discussions, avoid put-downs, all that sort of stuff. And made me wonder, why are these students bringing this attitude to school each day? Was it their home environment influencing their attitude? Was it a reflection of the community itself? I'd soon learned, though, that it was neither of these. In order to deal with it, I arranged a face-to-face meeting with that core group and basically put it to them, why are you guys doing this? And what I found was, it shocked me. This is not too dissimilar to the environment I was dealing with last year. I could sense a real sense of failure amongst the students, well not all, but this core group. And they just seemed as though they were done trying. So the discussions were awesome, and what came out of it was this. All of them, except one, said that they were so far below national standards that they'd given up. They saw no point in trying. They didn't feel they belonged. They came each day and they said, what's the point? What is the point? What can I do to reach national standards? It just, and it shocked me. And I spent the summer really, really reflecting on what I was going to do to try and change this. And it made me think, what are we doing as teachers? What are we doing as a school? And what are we doing as a community where these students feel there's no hope for them? Like I say, this group, they were disengaged and they just didn't feel like they belonged. So I decided to do something radical. And I was going to do it by any means necessary. I wanted to find a way to re-engage our students and to create a learning community that my students would feel they wanted to belong to. This is my story of how my colleagues and I attempted to achieve this. The first thing I thought we needed to do was we needed to change the way we delivered the curriculum, because what we were doing clearly wasn't working. And the second part of it was to find out what community actually meant, from our students' eyes. I think we assume so much as teachers about what we think our students need, and how often do we actually sit down and ask them what they need. There's often a big disconnect between that. So I went about redesigning the curriculum. We moved away from using the language of national standards. We focused on effort and attitude. We focused on looking at what an upstander was compared to a bystander. And we introduced free choice projects. Words have power. Words that we say to our students, words that students say to other students. Language really is the key. The language of the national standards and the constant reference to them was putting undue pressure on our students. So I decided to change it. The language we introduced was effort and attitude. This is a photo of our classroom. Effort and attitudes there. And instead of focusing on national standards and outcomes, we looked at key competencies. Effort and attitude was the only non-negotiable in that class. Our students would come to me and negotiate anything. But that was one thing I wasn't prepared to compromise. And how we did this was we used simple language. Positive effort attitude, yeah, bit average today, no good. And that's all I could go to the students and say, and they would just give me a response. That's all needed to be said. How we monitored this was that every day we had these little sheets, reflective sheets, and they had that on it, 3 pictures, and the kids just ticked them. Those who wanted to could comment, But we didn't put any pressure on them to be analytical. It was just simple as that. Now, upstanders and bystanders was a big thing. We had a lot of issues with bullying. Kids being put down. And what we did is we introduced a program from the Life Education Trust. And it was crucial in trying to build trust and in developing positive relationships within our learning community. We'll see in a video later. We had students. We named and shamed. We were a team teaching, 54 students. We said, and with the feedback from the students, there are people out there lurking in the shadows. That was their language. They are putting us down. 4 adults and 54 students can't police it. They had developed such refined skills in putting people down, being nasty, that we just didn't pick it up. Talking about upstanders and bystanders, it empowered some of our students to stand up and monitor the behaviour in the classroom themselves without us having to be involved. And that was huge in terms of them taking ownership of the learning space. Free choice projects. Now, this was cool. This was really cool. There's heaps I could go on about, but time restraints, I'll just pick out a couple. We had a girl, she wanted to do fashion design. So we said, yeah, sweet. We brought a second-hand sewing machine off Buy-Sell Exchange. And we wrapped all their learning around this. All their literacy was done around the free choice projects. This girl, she designed patterns. She cut them out. She made them. My wife came in and helped her learn to sew, and a couple of other people. And this year their learning was a fashion show at the end of the term. The kids, and as an assessment tool, we wrote our own criteria on what they wanted to critique the students on. And again, free choice completely changed the engagement levels of our group. This next student in particular, he had been to 12 different schools, and he was fascinated with the Titanic. So he said, yep, sweet, make a project. He did some research and he made the Titanic out of all recyclable materials. It was the first time he had experienced success and completed the project, and it was so cool that he was actually holding a Titanic cake, which one of our support staff in our classroom made for him, just because it's such a huge deal. And again, free choice. Oh no, sorry, this is let the students be the experts. So what we did at the start of the year is we said, hey, we're going to change the hierarchy here. It's not just us 4 adults that sit at the front. All of you guys are special, and all of you guys know stuff. You're going to teach us something. One boy who literally doesn't talk, I started communicating with him in the 3rd term, very, very briefly. He did a project with downhill bikes. We've got another student who's just fascinated with Japanese anime and gaming. He did a wicked project teaching us all about that. A girl, geocaching. I knew nothing about it. She did this really cool project and presented it to the staff. And again, this broke down some barriers, and it made these kids feel like they had something to offer, something that hadn't been happening before that. And again, changed the dynamics of our environment. So that was a big part of it. The second part was, what can we learn about community from our students? And we did this, and the way we gathered that data was Google Forms. A lot of students felt really comfortable doing that. It was kind of anonymous, they could just say what they thought. We had some students who signed up and wanted to do face-to-face interviews, and we created Padlets, which are online thing you can write comments. The biggest thing to come out of data is relationships, and it's been said by so many different people, and people go over their relationships. What does it mean? It's a nice fancy word that's thrown around. We're able to break that down to actually understand what it meant for our students, and what we found was very cool. Respect. Our kids perceive community as a place where you respected people and you were respected back. This is just some of the comments that they wrote. Communities like a fence because they're joined together and they can share common interests and feel free to be themselves. Community is a place to be proud of who you are because everyone in the community should be comfortable around one another. Community is a place for everyone to be themselves. So a common theme was coming through. I've just taken a snippet of 50 odd comments. Trust. You mentioned it, huge. So our team is Team Qualified. Our class, because Team Qualified is a big community that they share each other's ideas. a common community place that people can be themselves within a community where they trust each other. Trusting people because like trusting your like your friends. I mean, this is coming from the mouths of babes. You know what I mean? And helping each other. We heard it earlier on the keynote speakers. To them, students, communities are helping each other. Right? Helping people out of the pit. Qualify as a community because we help each other and no one gets left behind. Again, common themes going from all the students. Well, I've spoken heaps. Put together a little video from the students about what they think community is. I'll just play that.
Like to have friends that you can rely on and trust.
I think a community is people helping each other and caring for each other.
A community is when you help each other, like a massive group, and you help each other and you take.
A community to me is somewhere where I can trust people and feel safe, but not only trust other people, but be trusted and make other people feel safe.
I think it's about helping others with big problems such as a damp house with not much roof cover, like mouldy.
I think we have become a good community because we spent the past 2 terms, nearly 3, together, and I feel like we're starting to build a bond between every single one of us.
Okay, so that was just a quick little sound piece from the students. So what did I learn out of all this? Heaps, learned a huge amount. One thing that's not on there is I learned that we assume too much. I learned to let go of trying to control every aspect of the student's learning environment. You don't need to. Okay? I've got year 7, 8 kids. You can even let go little lilies. I learned to listen to my students and to let them make some decisions about what they wanted to learn, how they wanted to learn it, and how they wanted to share their learning. I learned to trust. It's a two-way thing, Trust. Trust the students. You trust them, they will step up. And trust the process that you put in place. I mean, the first term was messy and chaotic. We thought, what have we done? But we kept at it. And we kept at it. We could easily just go, nah, this is messy, it doesn't look like there's any learning going on, but we kept at it. Term 1, term 2, term 3. It just slowly started to come together. And this to me is how you re-engage students. And they make the learning environment a place where they feel they want to be. They know what they want, they know what makes them tick. We've got to give them the freedom and the opportunity to share it. Relationships, these are simple things that make it such a vital part of developing a learning environment, whether it be in the classroom or school, but it's so overlooked. We're so focused on curriculum outcomes and data and all this sort of stuff, which has its place. But I don't think schools spend enough time figuring out what our students need and making it happen. I'm going to finish. I don't know what the time's like. Sweet. I've got about a 3 or so minute video I'm going to play. This is the students telling me how we built community. I've left a couple of things at the end which to me was important because, like anything, there's lots of stuff goes on that doesn't work. And I don't think we see that when we present stuff, we always see the good stuff. So I've left a couple of comments in from the kids as work-ons for me. I've actually shared them to my other teachers so that they also know that we've got things to fix. But anyway, I'll let them speak. Thank you, and cool.
We've become a really good community.
How did that happen?
I think it happened because we were just in a classroom and if we didn't talk to each other, it would just be no one would just be speaking. So everyone started talking to each other and we all just started to gain trust.
Maybe that the teachers started giving us more freedom in our choices for work.
in term one we didn't really know each other, so it wasn't really wasn't really working. So during the end of term two we started to mingle more. So we got to know each other. So now in term three we're expanding and going off to other people to ask.
All of us like play games together, and we always have fun together. Not a lot of people get bullied no more.
But it started with a few students just being like, okay, I'll just be open to our class and everything. Then the teachers kind of gave us a little push, and then everyone just started coming together as a group and becoming a community, helping each other, working together, being more helpful around places.
Well, I feel like the teachers, like at term one, we did the trust building exercises, and I think that did a big hand to us trusting each other, because it wasn't us trying to trust you, it was you trying to make us trust each other.
There used to be quite a few bullies, but now some of those bullies have gone into being upstanders because they know what's wrong now and what's right. So, like, being an upstander is quite a big deal because you can stop bullying.
What about the upstander concept? What sort of impact do you think that had?
That actually had a big impact, because before you know about the issue that we had in Chemical 5, and not many people became an upstander, just became a bystander. So I think that's something we should work on. I think if like we did work on it, people could become an upstander. They feel more comfortable talking to the kids, and I think the teachers understand that as well. And that's it.
Do you think at the start of the year people trusted each other?
Not much, but during the year they got more trust and it felt safe and felt more safe than what they were at the start of the year.
The concept of an upstander, do you think that's had any impact on the class becoming more of a community, or?
The first two terms, and then it kind of just died out, like no one knows what it means anymore.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's not working so much?
Because we haven't talked about it for like ages.
Okay, so you feel that you need the teachers to keep sort of pushing that idea of...
We shouldn't need the teachers to tell us what to do, but some people kind of do because they kind of.
I think we should, because people just like, they don't do much. They'll be afraid of like standing up, because they'll probably think they'll get into it as well, and then they'll probably get.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. Just one thing I add. I implore all of you to go back to wherever you work and let it be messy. And don't be afraid of the chaos, because out of it comes some beautiful stuff, you know?
Hey, fellows. Be comfortable with chaos. Sorry.
Justin, you take it out. Kore o tino kare kore ka kite mata katoa I tira awa tuna I roto I a mata kura.